a question that is on a lot of Democrats' minds. A lot of liberal-leaning kind of folks are wondering if the Democrats could actually expand the Supreme Court. And actually, Mitch McConnell, it's kind of been funny, but he's been talking about this for years, because that's been his, the Supreme Court and the courts around the country are the biggest thing he's been fighting for. And so he's been trying to figure out, okay, like right now he's winning that game. But obviously, if Democrats get in power and they vote to expand the Supreme Court, that'll undo all of the work he's done. And right now they can't do that because of the filibuster, right? And the filibuster, in case you were unaware, it allows the minority party to stop the majority party from just doing whatever they want, to some extent. And, that's been a thing for a long time. And what they're calling it now is the Armageddon option. And what that is essentially the idea that Democrats could just vote with a simple majority to eliminate the filibuster, which they can do. Mitch McConnell knows this well because he did what was called the nuclear option back in the day, to eliminate the 60-vote threshold that was required for a Supreme Court justice to actually be confirmed to the Supreme Court. And this all sounds great and good. It sounds like a good option for the Democrats, potentially, politically, to try to, get back some seats on the courts that they might have feel were stolen from them, in the form of Obama's nominee not getting appointed to the court, and now right before the election putting another judge. Then they could add more to kind of right this wrong, as they would say. But the question is, do they actually have the votes? And I'm not so sure. I don't know if they are going to be able to actually get the votes necessary to pack the Supreme Court, because a lot of the moderate Democrats have actually been saying they won't expand the Supreme Court. Sorry, there's a lot of ads here. There was something else there before, but yeah, they're essentially saying that, hey, they don't like that idea. And honestly, I don't know how much I like the idea either. Joe Biden doesn't support it. And, the thing is, right, if Democrats do pack the Supreme Court, then what's to stop Republicans from packing the Supreme Court when they come to power? If we were to add, let's say, 3 justices on the court, that would make it would it be like an 11-member court? Then what's the Republicans to stop that from going to like a 15-member court, or it just keeps going on and on and on, right? Now, the only way I could actually see this happen is if the court does something to take down something that Americans really support, like abortion rights, for example, right? Right now, abortion is protected throughout the country through Roe versus Wade, even though it has been under attack from Republicans for years. But right now, that right is fundamentally protected by that ruling. Well, if you really want to protect it, it would take a constitutional amendment. And likely we won't get to 60 votes in the Senate to actually make that happen. So, the only way I could see them actually expanding the court is if abortion rights are taken away, then they might have no other option to do that. No other option to protect abortion. So that's the only time I could actually see them doing that. But either way you look at it, this is kind of bad for the country, right? And this is something that kind of shows that even if Joe Biden wins, he might be in an interesting situation after the election. Because right now Democrats just want to beat Trump. That's what it's all about. Just beat Trump. And no one's really talked about a whole lot what happens after he wins, right? The progressive part of the party definitely wants to do some things like expand the Supreme Court. They want to, add more states to the union so we can kind of balance out the Senate a bit. Some good ideas, but it's the establishment Democrats are not on board with some of those things. So it kind of shows us some previews of the fights of the future. And so, that could be an interesting kind of thing. But overall, this whole thing, I think for most Americans or most moderate Americans, all it really does, this whole fight back and forth, do we expand, do we not expand, Ad states, not ad states. I think it just erodes people's faith in good government, right? It makes people think that this is all just a political game, and when one side gets what they like or don't like, they can just change the rules, and that's not good. I also think that we need to figure out ways to get more things done in this country, right? We shouldn't be in a situation where one person dies, and even that, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she was a great. She wasn't just one person; she was a great American, but she dies, and now 50% of the country could lose control over their own bodies. I mean, if someone says, "Hey, I don't follow politics, or I don't pay attention to politics because none of it really matters and nothing really changes," and sometimes it's kind of hard to argue with them, right? We should be living in a country where, someone's personal freedom and choosing how they want to live their life is based on whether or not someone else lives and dies. Just doesn't seem sustainable in the long term.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for watching Citizen Pete. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, click that little subscribe button, maybe the like button, and hey, maybe just leave a comment. I want to know what you're thinking. What do you think about all the politics, the news, and all the stuff that's going on in our country?